guys, today I wanted to go over a complete guide to buying a new construction home here in the city of Houston in 2024. I had a video that I did a couple weeks ago on new construction and all the great deals and things that you need to be aware of. And so today I thought I'd go through the steps of buying a new construction in 2024. I think it's going to be a popular route for a lot of people, especially with the rates going down. So listen up today and we will go over all the details for you. Hey guys, I'm Natasha Tessier. Welcome to my channel. Born and raised in the city of Houston. My whole family's here. I have 3 kids and my husband. We've been married a long time. And today I just wanted to go over the steps to buying new construction. Now, I want you guys to be aware. I just had a client call me last week and say that they called one of the other local YouTubers. There's several that are really big here. When they came in town, they never spoke to that person. They got routed out to somebody else. And that happens quite a bit in this YouTube market. So what people are doing is they have a team of 20 agents. They go out, they make all these videos. They're really great videos and they get a bunch of leads and then they just rotate them and they don't sell real estate. As a matter of fact, one of the big YouTube agents here has at the bottom, if you're reading the text, hey, not a Texas licensed realtor. So just be careful who you're working with. They got frustrated because they sent them off to somebody else. It wasn't a good connection. And so therefore they ended up calling me and we're going to work together. So today, new construction, let's go through those steps. The first thing you want to talk about is getting a pre-approval. This is really important. And I want people to know that I always tell my clients to get at least 2 opinions. So if you have 2 different lenders that are trying to earn your business, they are going to give you the best possible deal they can give you. You can talk to a broker that can shop rates. You can talk to a bank. You can talk to the builder's lender. But I would always get to and compare the net sheets, because what happens is a lot of times in new construction, they say, oh, we'll cover $10,000 in closing costs. That's very common. Well, then you go down and you have a $12,000 fee for that. So they're not covering anything. So you just have to be careful that you're comparing apples to apples. You want to have your pre-approval. So when you're ready to go, a lot of them will not accept a contract. As a matter of fact, I've done several Perry this month, and they will not accept a contract without a pre-approval, but they will accept it from another lender, which is cool. A lot of them make you go through their lender to verify you, but Perry is one that will let you go through another lender. So I always tell people, make sure that you check out several lenders. I have several great lenders that I can refer you to. They're awesome. They're helpful. They'll answer their phones anytime. Not a place like Rocket Mortgage where you get a different person every time. And you want to explore, am I going to put 5% down? Am I going to do FHA? Am I VA? Is it worth it to buy down the rate? All those things come into play. So we need to explore that. Okay. Number 2 is going to be hire your realtor. So this can be confusing. A lot of people think if they go into new construction that they're going to get a better deal without a realtor. Not true. You can ask all the sales reps. What happens with an unrepresented agent is that they don't change the price of the house at all. And that sales rep is representing the builder. So they're not going to fight to give you the best deal. So let me give you an example. This weekend, I had people in town, they're cash buyers. They told us the lowest amount for this house. And they were like, that's it. We're not going any lower. We kind of talked about it. It's been a tough market. It's the end of the year. They're cash. We got them to come down even more. We made an offer and we said, this is what we're willing to do. This is, we want these extras. So you have to think about, does your house have gutters? Does it have some come without a garage door opener? Some, all those things are really, really important. And so have somebody, it doesn't cost you anything to have a realtor represent you and communicate on your behalf and negotiate, because we turned down another builder because they weren't willing to incentivize us right now. So you want a realtor that's going to fight on your behalf and be honest with you about other experiences, tell you about the schools, somebody who's really knowledgeable in their area. I have agents all over Texas who are just like me. I only sell in the Houston area, but Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, San Marcos, all over that are the same. They're great in their area and they can sell in their area, and they're going to tell you, what the school ratings are, what the neighborhood's like, what, the taxes, what it's like to be on septic, all that stuff. So then number 3 would be to start your housing search. It can be a little bit complicated. There's kind of different levels of builders and what they include. So you have your base, new first-time home buyer builder, and then you have kind of your mid-range, and then you have your high range, and then you have a custom home build. I've done all of it. I built 3 custom homes myself, so I know a great custom home builder that's very honest and will work with you. I've done entry-level homes. I've done $200,000 homes and $3 million homes. So I work all ranges. The price does not matter to me, but it's important that you figure out what builder you want to work with and what neighborhood. I always tell people you can't change the location. So if you want to change something on the house, maybe you don't want any carpet. Okay, that's not a deal killer. But like this particular couple was deciding between Audubon and Wood Forest, and they went back and forth, and I gave them a couple days to just explore. I gave them all the information they needed, and then they decided that Wood Forest was a better fit for them. And then we focused in on that and okay, which builders are we going to go with and all those things. So you can start that home search and kind of narrow it down to the different neighborhoods. There are so many great neighborhoods out here, a lot of different amenities, a lot of pros and cons, a lot of different tax rates, all the different things. So you have to really think about what's important to you and why you want to be in that area, and then we can hone in on that. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting one, make an offer. So most of my clients don't understand that that's not the price. In the market that we're in right now in particular, and I do think this will change next year when the rates start dropping and people go crazy again, but right now that's not the price. So the house that we just worked with was listed at $565. We paid, I'm not going to tell you exactly, but we paid closer to $500, very close to $500. So that's not the price. It's always negotiable, and we can always ask for money in closing costs or money off the price or money at the design center if you're building from scratch. So you have to make an offer with these builders, and it's really just simple. You don't have to write a full offer like you're doing for a pre-owned house where we go in, we write the offer, all that stuff. You literally just say, these are the things that we want. Like for example, these people wanted specific hardware on their kitchen cabinets. They wanted to ask for gutters, those kind of things. Plus they wanted a lower price. So that's what we negotiate. And we go in, we make the offer. And sometimes like when they come back and they say, no, we're not, then you're at their bottom line. But until they say that, I don't think that people realize how low you can get it. So you want to go in and make an offer. Okay, so then everything's, finished. The offer's been accepted. Next step is going to be signing the contract. Now, this is important. This is a builder's contract. This is not a TREC, which we call Texas Real Estate Commission contract. This is a contract, a new construction contract put on by the builders. For that new construction contract, I will read it. I will go over it. They're pretty standard, but I want you to know that 99.9% of the time, that earnest money is not refundable unless possibly you have it contingent on a sale of a house. Some builders will do that, some will not. So that's important. If you're trying to sell a house and you want to build here, some, like I was talking to David Weekly out in Woodland Hills, yes, they will do that, but some will not do a contingency. And so if you have a house to sell, you don't want to put money down here, because if it's non-refundable, it can be $5,000, it could be $10,000, it can be $2,500, but you don't want to lose that if your house doesn't sell. So we need to be careful of that. And then you will sign the contract, and in order to lock up that house, that earnest money is due. And again, it changes per builder. Some are $2,500, some are $1,000, all the way up to $10,000. Some require a deposit of all the upgrades. There's all sorts of things, but I would say $5,000 is kind of your standard amount. So once you put that $5,000 down, you sign the contract, we're locked in. Your next step is going to be get a home inspection. They're going to tell you when you walk through the door, oh, we do a 22-point home inspection. No, you have to get a third-party inspection. I have one Perry closing on Monday, and the AC was rattling, and we had to have a whole AC company come in and fix it and level it and all this stuff. So all of our windows are, not all, but most of all the windows on the new construction, I should say, are double pane, and they have an argon gas in between the pane. And sometimes on install, it gets ruined and the gas already starts leaking. So on almost every home I sell, that comes up in the inspection. Some of those were done before they even moved in. So you want to go I have a great inspectors. You want to go and get a third-party inspection. They forget to put a damper clamp on the fireplace. There's just all sorts of little things. Sometimes a shingle might be, or you need more flashing, or just anything. They're going to be under warranty, but you want an outside person to tell you what's going on. And then obviously if you're VA, we're going to do a termite inspection, but you want to have your outside inspector go through the house, hand it to the builder with plenty of time to get all those repairs done. There are some people that like to live in the house for 6 months, wait till it gets closer to their year-end warranty and do the inspection then. That's fine too. It's just a personal preference, but you 100% want to get an inspection on the house and get everything fixed. Okay, so another thing is to avoid over checking the construction site. I mean, most of my clients don't live here, so I go out every few weeks and get a video for them on the construction site. But, you know, if you live here, you don't want to be there every single day in their way. You know, I think once a week is reasonable to go check and see what's, obviously you can go anytime, but you just don't want to slow down construction because at the beginning, there's a lot of things going on in there. Now, towards the end, it's not as bad, but like, you know, painters have doors closed. They want to like complete everything. So don't overdo that. Okay. So number 7 is going to be our initial walkthrough. So what this is where, and it's different for every builder, most like to do it with at least a week out. So we're going to run the inspection. We're going to show them, hey, these are the things we want repaired. And then we're going to do an initial walkthrough. Again, I do this a lot for my clients. We do it via Zoom, or we can do it, we can record a video for them on YouTube and then post it and they can go watch it. This is where we're going to go through and we're going to blue tape the walls and say, hey, there's a crack here. A lot of cosmetic. There's a little bit of paint on the floor that needs to be picked up, paint on the, you know, whatever. We're going to blue tape it. We're going to go through and talk about where your AC filter is, how to run your sprinklers, all those kind of things. Now, some people choose to have that orientation after move-in. You can do that as well, but a lot of the builders like to get that out of the way before closing so there's no questions. And then the morning of, we're going to do what we call a final walkthrough. So we're going to go back and make sure all the paint chips are touched up. Everything that needed to be last minute repaired is done. So you have several walkthroughs throughout the process. I will recommend back to the inspection. If you're building from scratch, you want to do a whole inspection through the whole thing. So you're going to do a framing inspection, a sheetrock inspection, all those things so that you can watch it come together and make sure from the get-go. But if it's already kind of halfway there or an inventory home, then you just do the inspection at the end. Okay, so the next thing is the lender's gonna require an appraisal of the home. Right now, almost all my clients' appraisals are coming in way above what they're asking or what they're getting it for because they're offering such good deals. Not way above, but you know, they might get it for $500 and it comes in at $525 or something, $520, something like that. So that's not uncommon right now, but normally speaking, it'll appraise about what it's worth. It's just right now they're so highly incentivized that they're knocking off prices quite a bit. So that's going to be a third party too, and that's going to be done through your lender. We will not have a choice of who that appraiser is, and they will come in non-biased. Usually on new construction, we don't have an issue with appraisals because the numbers are pretty standard. There's not, I mean, there's a lot of comps and what other things have sold for, so it's not that big of a deal. Number 9 is going to be getting homeowners insurance. So I've always been with USAA, but lately I have a great insurance person and I've been using them because they're, again, a broker and they're shopping all different, and our insurance has gone up in the state of Texas. So I was able, the client that closes Monday, he's a veteran and he was going to go USAA, but he got an A-rated insurance through my broker guy and it's much more affordable. So you want to shop insurance rates and then do a comparison again on what are my deductibles, you know, what does wind and hail look like? It's actually pouring outside right now. So, you know, flood, all those kind of things. Just make sure that you get a good insurance company and you have good coverage. So then the last thing is you are going to activate your utilities and we are going to attend that final walkthrough and closing, and you're going to be in your brand new home and it's going to be awesome. There's really specific steps that you're going to take, and there's things like I mentioned in my last video. When you go through that walkthrough, even though like Perry has a 2-year warranty, most of the others have a 1-year. That's something to think about. That's bumper to bumper, except a few things. And one of those are going to be your lawn. So if we're going through that final walkthrough, and this has happened to me several times, and we see that the grass is dead, let's say it's July or August, it's hot and the grass is already dead. They're not going to replace that grass because it's going to be stated very clearly in their contract. In their defense, I mean, if they sell a house and nobody waters the grass for 6 weeks, I mean, they can't be responsible to pay for that. So little things like that, I've said, we won't close until the grass is replaced, or we want an amendment saying that this portion of the backyard is going to have new grass. So there are things that realtor can do to protect you. I hope this video is helpful going through the steps of buying new construction in 2024. I think we're going to have a great year coming up. Reach out anytime, days, nights, weekends. I'm always here to help you. Would love to chat with you, and I hope you have a blessed day.